Hi there, welcome to the channel or welcome back. I'm Angela and today I have a vintage pattern haul to share with you guys. If that sounds interesting, stick around. So before we start looking at my treasures here, I have 4 to share with you guys. I actually bought 5, but one of them was the same pattern, just in a different size range because I fell like right in the middle. So they were pretty inexpensive, so I just bought both. And I really like the pattern. It's pretty versatile. But before we get into these, the funny thing I want to share with you guys that kind of led me down this rabbit hole was that, as you may or may not know, the sewist community at large right now is kind of doing, not in the middle of, but kind of winding down Me Made May over on Instagram. And one of the YouTubers and Instagrammers that I follow, Viv Mom Sews, I'll link her channel below. I'm sure you guys have probably heard of her. She had posted on her Me Made May this outfit, or maybe it was a top that she had made, and I loved it, and I looked the pattern up and I loved it so much, and I wanted to get a copy of it, but it was an older pattern out of print. And I couldn't find one for sale, or maybe I found one, but it was like, I don't know, expensive, like 20 bucks or something like that. So I wasn't going to pay that for it. But in my search for that pattern, I came across a bunch of other patterns that I liked. And I did narrow it down to the 4 styles here. And I'll link, this was on eBay, so I'll link the seller below that I got these patterns from. She had like a ton of patterns, has a ton of patterns in her shop. Pretty reasonable. So I narrowed it down, and I have not even looked at these yet. I wanted to save it so we could all look at them together. So if you're ready, let's jump in. These are older, and I wouldn't say, judging by the styles, that they're vintage as in 30s, 40s, 50s, you know, that realm, but they are probably early 2000s, and I'm going to try to read and share the date of print of each one of these as we look at them. So the first one is Simplicity 3506, and it's one of those capsule wardrobe in an envelope type of thing where you've got a lot of options. You can mix and match there, and I'll show you the line drawings here. And I'm going to try to read the date. The little flap has been torn off of this one, but this is one that I had bought 2 of in the different size range. I've got the other one down here, and it's really tiny, tiny print down here on the flap, and I'm going to try to read it. If I can't make it out, I'll put it on the screen for you guys. It looks like it's 2006 or 2008. So not, you know, terribly old, and maybe not even vintage, but old enough that you have to get an out of print pattern. It's no longer in print. So you have to pay like more of a premium price to get it. I can't remember exactly how much these were, but I don't think they were crazy, maybe $5 or $6 each. So I really love that. And looking at them, like at least these 2 in particular really look like they're from the same time frame, although the numbers are, you know, pretty different. So let's go ahead and look at the next one. If you guys have questions or want details about any of these, let me know. I'll be happy to answer that. So this next one is Simplicity 2766, and it's another one where there's pants and tops and skirts and a dress and kind of the whole gamut. I don't think that there's a jacket per se, but you know, it's a good little selection here. And what I loved about this, what really got me, was mostly this top right here. I'll bring that in, the orange colored top. I'll bring that in for you. I really, really like that. And the pants look pretty nice too. And this one was published in, I've got my lamp here, same time frame, either 2006 or 8. I can't make out that last digit, but I'll put it on the screen for you. So I really like the selection there. I like the dress too that the model's wearing there. Looks kind of fun, especially in that print that she has it in. And actually, I take it back, there is a jacket right there. I thought that was just a top, but it is it is more of a jacket, and you can see she's wearing it on the last picture right there. So I thought that looked fun. I'm gonna grab this one again. And this one actually has the jacket as well. So it kind of is, these are kind of like capsule wardrobes. I mean, maybe not to the most complete extent or true definition of a capsule, but they kind of are, I think. The next one is Simplicity 4190. This one looks maybe a little bit newer, but still out of print. Very fun. I love the colors on these pieces here. I'll show you. These are very simple line drawings. And this one was published in, well, it might be around that same, yeah, I think it's still 2006 or 8. I just can't tell that last digit there. But how fun for summer. I'm kind of thinking of making a few of these to take on vacation later this year when we go. Yeah, this one even has the bag with it. She's wearing right there. So that looks fun. And it was just coincidence that these patterns were Simplicity. I wasn't looking for Simplicity. And thinking about it, I think that that one from Viv Mom was maybe a new look. I just can't remember. The last one I got is a Stitch and Save. This one is by McCall's, and it is M6262. How cute is that? The reason I got this one was specifically for Project Dress-A-Girl that happens later this year. And I thought that there were some cute options here, and it looks like it fits all the criteria for that program. It has pockets, it doesn't have you know, buttons or zippers or anything. Just thought that was so cute. To me, this pattern looks old, like really vintage, but I don't think it's quite that old. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, 2011. So this one's not as old as those Simplicities, but not new either, out of print. But it's just so cute. I couldn't resist that. I can't wait to do Project Dress-A-Girl again. I did it 2 years ago, but I skipped last year, but I'm definitely going to do it again this year. So those are my patterns. I hope that you guys enjoyed looking at those, and I would love to know if you guys ever go down that rabbit hole of looking and getting absorbed in all the old patterns that you can find online. Typically it's eBay or Etsy where you can find these. I used to be pretty bad about that, but I've kind of toned it down a little bit just because it was getting too excessive, and I thought I needed to rein it in a little bit. So I don't do this too often. Like I mentioned, I will definitely link the shop where I got these below. And let me know what you're up to this weekend. This video is a little bit later than I would have liked, but I've been busy this, we had a long weekend with my husband celebrating our 19th wedding anniversary. So we did do some fun things, and if you're interested, now that we've already looked at the patterns, if you're interested and you have time to stick around, I would love to show you a little snippet of something that we did on Friday. We went to a nature preserve that's a little bit north of us, and it's affiliated with the Audubon Society. And they have had this exhibit in place for 3 years now that are these gigantic trolls. So the artist that builds these trolls, they're just out of wood. He has apparently done these installations all over the world, or at least in Europe and North America. And he's up to, I want to say, over 100 trolls that he's installed. That's his whole thing. It sounds kind of funny. You might think it sounds kind of odd, but let me show you a little video clip to show you what I mean. I'll link to that nature preserve below too in case you're interested in learning more about them. And I'll also link to the artist who does these troll installations. The story's kind of fascinating, so I hope that you enjoy this. Let's go ahead and take a look at that now.
Almost a girthy girl.
So what did you think? It's pretty amazing. These trolls are huge. The one that is standing upright, I want to say, I don't remember the exact specs, but I think that the woman at the center told us that it's 25 feet tall, so they're really huge. But there's a whole little story that goes along with these particular trolls at this nature preserve. It's I'll link to, you can read. If I try to tell you the whole story, I'm sure I'll mangle it all up, but it'll be in the link below. But it's a cute little story that goes along with it. So it's not just art installations, there's a whole narrative behind it. I hope that you enjoyed that. I hope that you'll take a look at that and read the story. It's kind of interesting. Maybe you'll get a chance to get out there and see them someday. My husband and I did see that there is another installation in Maine. I would love to go to Maine. I've never been. It's a kind of one of those travel bucket lists for me. And it would be really fun to go see the troll installation in Maine while I'm there. Maybe one of these years we'll get to that. I hope you have a great week ahead. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow morning when there will be another round of Monday Matchup. I love it that you guys are having fun playing along with it. For any of you who haven't seen these, they're the short form videos that are posted every Monday morning, where I pull a random pattern out of my stash and read the suggested fabrics to you guys, show you the envelope, and ask you to tell me what you would make that pattern out of. It's so much fun to read the responses and hear what you guys would choose to make the patterns out of. So thanks so much for playing along. And thanks so much for tuning in today and all the days that you do. I enjoy chatting with you, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Bye.